In this video, we will cover how to perform the encoder strip cleaning for the GT3. For this process, you'll need to prep the following items: denatured alcohol, the encoder cleaner that came with the printer, and cleaning swabs, part number SA5784101. If you have never opened your encoder cleaner before, it was located in the accessories that came with your printer. If you are unable to locate the item, you can purchase another from Brother or an authorized dealer. It is part number SB3143101. At the control panel of the printer, from standby, use the down arrow to scroll down to maintenance. Under maintenance, scroll down and select CR Encoder Cleaning and press OK. Press OK again and the platen will move in and out of the printer. The carriage will undock from the maintenance station and you'll be asked to power off the printer. Go ahead and power off the printer by toggling the power switch at the front of the printer. Next, we'll want to open the upper front cover to the point it locks into the highest position. Note the location of the 3 thumb screws that hold the encoder cover in place. Loosen the middle and right thumb screws. Do not completely remove them, as loosening them is sufficient to remove the cover. We now need to move the carriage to the rightmost position slowly. Do so by hand. Never move the carriage too quickly or in a fast manner, as doing so can create backwards voltage to the main PCB, resulting in damage to the unit. Lastly, loosening the left thumb screw, being careful not to kink any tubes located right next to it. Now reach in and grab the encoder cover, pulling it towards you and angling it upwards slowly. Then pull it out to the right, being careful of the encoder PCB and surrounding tubes. Take the encoder cleaner and swab staged earlier and wet the swab completely with denatured alcohol. Then place it into the encoder cleaner tool and let the tool squeeze the swab until it is fully moistened. Bring the tool to the printer and with it open, insert it and clamp the encoder strip fully. Keep it off the encoder tray. Our goal is to fully clamp the encoded section of the strip. With the strip clamped, slide the tool evenly, keeping it straight with the strip. Do not flex it. Slide it the length of the printer. Stop as you reach the encoder PCB. Unclamp the tool and bring it straight up. You'll need to repeat this process 2 or 3 times depending on how dirty the strip was. Next, slowly move the carriage back to the leftmost position over the maintenance station. Again, move it slowly to avoid any electrical charge being generated back to the main PCB. Take the encoder tool and clean encoder strip now from right to left, again keeping it even as we move it back to the left. You can now stop short of reaching the carriage. You can unclamp and remove the encoder tool at this point. Repeat this process 2 or 3 times also. Next, you can move the carriage again slowly back to the right to get it out of the way for putting the encoder cover back in place. Next, reinsert the encoder cover in the same manner it was before. Start at an angle and put it back under the thumb screws where the slots for the screws line up. Be careful of the tubes and be careful not to clamp or kink them when putting the cover back in place. Note, the encoder cover will need to be slid forward and slight pressure kept against it. In the above picture, you can see the cover is not all the way up to the pin beside the thumb screw it was meant to rest against. Once we put pressure against it, you can see that it is up against the pin. While holding the cover in place, reach behind the tubes and tighten the leftmost thumb screw and then the middle thumb screw. You can move the carriage slowly as needed to access and tighten the last thumb screw. With these steps complete, go ahead and close the upper front cover all the way to its resting position. Next, switch the power button back on. Let the printer start up and afterwards perform a CR origin adjustment and CR speed adjustment. While the printer starts up, or while performing the adjustments, remember to store the encoder cleaner tool for later use. If you need additional support, please fill out our web form at brotherdtg.com/help for further assistance.